This month, we are tapping into the infinite power and possibility of the High Priestess archetype. Now, every single one of us has a High Priestess within. You might not use that language. You might refer to this as your higher self, as your high priest, high priestess, your inner witch, your divine godliness, like however you desire. But at the end of the day, when we talk about your high priestess, we are talking about the part of you that is in direct connection, communion, and conversation with the source, universe, energy, all the things. And whether that is a very tangible, literal kind of conversation happening, or it's more of an experiential, emotional, sensory experience, we are going to dive into it all of this month. When I really take a step back and think about what are we doing here, it is to help you feel more powerful, but then actually understand how to use that power to shape your life, to change your business, to create a career that fulfills you, to help you in all areas of life navigate with more ease, more grace, more purpose, more passion. And I'm going to probably keep saying it, more power, because you are so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. You are so much more powerful and more able to influence what happens in your life than maybe you have ever experienced or could ever conceive of. And each day, each week, each class here in this container, my greatest wish and intention is to help, shine that light a little brighter, help you connect a little deeper, and truly at the end of the day, transform your life from whatever it is now to whatever you actually truly in the deepest, not even the darkest, in the deepest, lightest parts of your soul desire it to be. And I love that this month, the energy of the high priestess is coming through. I feel like she is almost like a little bit of a patron archetype, patron goddess of this group, because your intuition, your connection to your intuition is the compass that will guide you to your North Star. Alrighty, so in this mini magic lesson, we are going to talk about understanding your relationship with your intuition. Now, we've talked about intuition a lot. We've done a lot of things. You might have, watched things in the content portal. It's come up in conversation. I want to start back to the basics because we've all got our own lives. We all, got a million things to do, a lot of priorities. And sometimes it's helpful to come back to this base foundation layer and level and go, okay, what have I accidentally forgotten or skipped or missed? Or maybe it didn't really sink in the first time or the fifth time. Or maybe it's sunk in and it's sunk in so deep that I've consciously forgotten it. So we're going to revitalize, refresh, and renew all of this understanding of what intuition is and how you use it and how we can apply it and how we can form this connection on a deeper level. When you're watching this lesson, say, hey, ask your questions, share your comments, really engage in this conversation, because if you can begin to have a deep and consistent relationship with your intuition, you're going to notice a consistent shift in how you're showing up in your life in all areas. Sometimes, and we'll talk about this in the lesson today, sometimes we can really start to, due to habit or just like other influences, apply our intuition or our gifts in, just one or two areas. And we forget that, intuition, gifts, insight, the universe, energy, all of these things, even your creativity, can be applied in every single area. So that might be the first little aha here of like where you're, putting a fence around your intuition. All I need you to do is be ready to lean in, to listen, to comment, and if you feel called to take notes. But as always, this will stay in the group so you can revisit it, and I hope that you do. So tapping into your intuition and heightening your connection to the freedom that comes from knowing exactly how to trust yourself is the purpose of this lesson. Because when you can navigate life with your intuition, it is basically like a shortcut to any decision, to any manifestation, to any creation. Because we really allow ourselves to declutter the mind, get out of old habits, release the past, and even release the future. And that's all just prediction anyway. We don't actually know what's going to happen in the future. So intuition is a powerful tool to help you stay present and also focus on what actually is important to you. So if you're currently looking around your life or even thinking, it's Monday, thinking about the week ahead, going, oh, I'm already feeling so overwhelmed, or I don't know what to do, or there's a million decisions, or what's if this week's going to be the same as last week, and we get all worked up. Your intuition is the thing that gets you, bring you back into your power, help you focus, help you choose, help you navigate, and help you move forward in a way that can create magic from the mess. Let me know if that sounds exciting. That whatever is coming your way this week, you'll be able to approach it with more confidence and more clarity, a lot more certainty, a heap more contentment because you're not juggling everything and every possibility. It truly gets to be that powerful. Ooh, all right. Dreams become more detailed and easier to follow when we're truly tapped into our intuition, by the way. So if you're anything like me, and sometimes you get really carried away with all the creative ideas and things that you could do, the million businesses that you could create, the million products that you could put out there, the million different places you want to travel, the different jobs you want to try, the different habits you want to form, and even just the thought of all of those things feels like that mess and feels overwhelming. When we are tuned into our intuition, I feel like I'm selling you on intuition. Have you heard about intuition? When we are tuned into our intuition, suddenly, we get to see all of those options, but we know which ones are meant for us. And we know when they're meant for us as well. Sometimes, and let me know if this has happened to you. I bet it has. You think of a dream or an idea or a business or a thing you want to do. And it is 100% in alignment. Like, no doubt, every part of your soul is like, yes, yes, yes. It matches my values. It matches my interests. It matches my goals. It matches what I think would light me up. It matches my skill set, like all of these things. But it seems not to work. And it might be because intuitively it's a yes, but intuitively also, if we're really tuned in, if we're really listening to the whispers, it's an intuitively not right now as well. So when we're tapped into our intuition, we get to have very detailed dreams, but we also get to have a very detailed timeline as well. So if you ever found yourself sort of doing something that you love, but you feel like you're running up against a wall, that wall might just be the wall of time. It's like, oh no, but it's meant to happen here, not right now. It also helps us, sort of like that, make decisions more quickly and with less struggle. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy would you be if you could make decisions more quickly and with less struggle? 10 being ecstatic, 0 being couldn't care less. Give me like in the comments on a 1 to 10. And that's the only 1 to 10 question I'll ask. So I know when I see numbers come in, what you're talking about. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how awesome, how freeing, how weight off the chest would it be to be able to make any decision quickly and without struggle? 1 to 10. Finally, and I think for me personally, this was the most significant part of beginning to develop my intuition, is knowing what is meant for you and what isn't. And it comes so much more obvious when you're operating on an intuitive level day to day. You're able to have an opportunity come your way and you know intuitively that it is meant for you or that it isn't. Or that it's a yes now or a yes later. Or a no now and also a no later. Like, you get to be fully tuned into what is meant for you and what isn't. Thinking about in your life at the moment, what are you unsure about? And this is maybe something you can share in the comments as well. I am so tuned in at the moment, and I'll be reaching out to all of you individually today, by the way. asking some questions. But I am so tuned in at the moment of going, what do we all need as individuals? Like, we're here as a community, we're here as a group, we're here as a collective, and we want to move collectively in the direction of our dreams. But you as an individual, where are you currently confused, struggling? Seems like there's no way out. The perfect place to apply intuition, when you agree. But pop those in the comments, because if I start to see, and I bet I will, some commonalities coming through. Maybe it's not so much about what you're doing, but the indecisiveness of it, or the too many options, or the priorities. Or maybe it is an area like everyone's like, ooh, my health, or my finances, or this, that, or the other. So popping into the comments, where are you currently feeling like you can't make a decision? Where are you currently feeling like there are too many options, or there's no good options? Let me know. Use the chat, show up, and let me come in and serve you. So that's sort of the first thing, like identifying what's sort of going on for you. Now, I want to sort of put this here as well, because I don't want it to sound like I'm selling you on an unrealistic dream. Your intuition is something that is so powerful, it can change your life in every area of your life. It doesn't mean that there's no more challenges or struggles. I've definitely been guilty of that in the past, going, if I just find the right ritual, if I just really figure out 10 out of 10 manifestation, if I come to this place of peace and I'm always like in a meditative flow, then I'll never have any more problems. And that happens mostly on a subconscious level. We're not walking around every day going, just one more meditation and I'll be perfect. But I just want to emphasize, there will still be challenge. There will still be conflict. There will still be choices to be made. But the intuition helps us flow easily, gracefully, nearly effortlessly through all of those. Because your power, when you're connected to it, can do anything. I'm going to share some questions here specifically on helping you today understand your relationship with your intuition. I'm going to read them. I'm also going to pop them in the description after I'm finished going live. To make this simple, spend 5 minutes. Don't spend 5 hours. Don't spend 5 days. You don't need to take a week. Allow this to be your first act of trust in your intuition, and trust what comes up straight away for you. You may revisit these questions in the future. Totally cool. But here in this moment, it's not a mind puzzle for you to solve. It's a time and a place for your intuition to just reveal to you the clues, the whispers, the information that you're ready for here in this moment. So when I read these and you answer these, like 5 minutes, genuinely, and it'll probably still pop up in your mind later in the day and later in the week, all good. But here, now, your intuition gets to take over. Drop out of here, step into here. So, understand your relationship with your intuition. Got 4 questions for you. If you're watching the replay, you have the ability to pause, so you might listen, write your answer, press play. Let's keep it quick. Number 1, and I'll be really interested in this one, so please share this one in the comments. If you don't share any of them besides this one, I'd be so happy, though of course you can share all of them. So, question number 1. What is your definition of intuition? Your definition of intuition. That one might be the most interesting, to be honest, because sometimes when we're confronted with something as specific as that, we realize we don't really have a clear definition, or our definition is limited, or maybe it's not helpful, or maybe it's slightly negative, or maybe you just have a totally perfect on point definition. Either way, connect, reflect, write it down. Question number 2. Balloons. What do you use it for? We all have intuition. We all know that. But what are you currently using it for in your life? There's been times in my life I've only used it for relationship decisions. Like I've been going through toxic stuff and trauma and relationship issues, and my heart's all over the shop. Turn to tarot, turn to intuition, trying to follow the feeling. Other times in my life, I've sort of solely just used it for business. This phase of my life, I'm really open to using it, my intuition, in all and every place. But what do you currently use it for? Question number 3, the flip side. What don't you use it for? This one might offer a lot of insight into your relationship with your intuition. If there are very firm boundaries or fences or barriers where it's like, oh, it's okay to use it here, but not here. Maybe you're like 110%. I'm going to use my intuition to plan my day, plan my business, plan my travel. And then you're like, I would never use it for my finances or investments or bank account. And that's not saying you have to or you should, but it's just really curious to see where we draw our lines and what that means. And finally, question number 4. When was the last time you followed your intuition? When was the last time you followed your intuition? So those 4 questions are just helping you establish a baseline understanding of your relationship with your intuition. This is something that just standalone will help you. More awareness, more activation, more acknowledgement, and hopefully more active use of your intuition along the line. Do this lesson. Connect, reflect, comment. If you've got questions also, ask them here. If something along this line, you're like, oh, I didn't understand, or I didn't realize, or this is what I'm doing, or do you have any suggestions? Pop them in the comments. This has been powerful. This has been amazing. I can't wait to see you in the comments, and I will see you in your DMs later. All right. Have a glorious day, a magical week. Talk soon.